So today I thought I'd do a quick talk about what animals can you keep in a city homestead arrangement. So let's have a look, shall we? G'day folks, Andy here from McDowall Manor. I thought I'd give you a quick look at the perch, but unfortunately it started to rain. So I've got probably 6 or so of these big ones and about 30 little fingerlings in there that are going pretty well. If I splash around, I think they're getting fed, so you get a much better look at them then. Funny big buggers. That's the perch. Got a bit of food in there. Always gets them fired up. Already been fed this morning, fat buggers. They shouldn't really have needed any more food. But I really just sort of wanted to get a bit of clear video so you could see them properly. Now right beside the fish tank, so that's the aquaponics tank, right beside that we have the chicken shed. You can see we've got 4 chickens who are busting to come out. That one it's losing a few feathers, she's gone to the bottom of the pecking order. That's Ninja. Brown one's Baby. The Plymouth Rock is Big Bertha, and Winnie the Wyandottes behind her. So I get probably 2 eggs a day at this time of year from the chickens. They just had a big feed of worms and bugs. We've had a fair bit of rain lately, and one of the pots got really full and all the worms and bugs in there had drowned. So I brought them over this side and fed them to the girls. So there's our 4 chickens. And what I did was repurpose the dog house. When I used to have a couple of huskies, and when they died we reuse the house, as that's now the chicken shed. They get locked in there at night to keep them safe. This lid lifts up and this whole side swings out for ease of cleaning. I'm really happy with that. That was a great design. Rossie's painted it up, but doesn't that look pretty? And you can hear the quails, so let's go and have a look at them. A 3-story quail house, and regular viewers will know that I incubate quail eggs. This is the youngest batch up the top here. Hey, you inquisitive little bird. They're a little bit skittish, but fairly inquisitive. So I ended up with 2 older birds in here as well. They were fighting a bit with the ones they had been housed with below. Get out of it. So they got moved up, and at the moment I have a nice peaceful flock. Poor old Buzzardy survived. That's him in the back. That's him running up that end. So he's only got 1 eye now. He was getting terribly beaten up, but he seems to have managed to recover, which is good. Thought I was going to have to put him down at one stage. Oh, there's another egg for me. Quails are great in terms of laying eggs. They don't stop laying here even in winter. They can continue on. I'll just give you a look at the bottom. Now we don't eat a lot of quails. We eat a lot of eggs, but not a lot of quails. I tend to wait until they get older, and then or I've got too many males, because as you saw from Buzzard, they're not very nice when there's too many males. They will kill each other readily. So rather than have that happen, I'll give them a quick humane death. Look at this bloke looking at the bloody camera. Give them a quick humane death and then we eat them so that it's not wasted. But that's the quails. We probably get about 9 quail eggs a day, I'd guess. Got another batch of quail in the incubator, but I'll do a separate video on that. And I grow duckweed. The quails particularly love duckweed, so that's a good helps add a bit to the food. That's where I grow my seedlings and stuff, but that's a complete aside. And I don't know whether you call this livestock or not. I suppose it is. It's our worm farm, our compost worm farm. Wonder how that's going in the wet. Oh, look at that. Bloody beetroot just sprouted. Everything I put in here sprouts. You can see there's a few ants in there. That's food that I've ground up and thrown in at one stage. But yeah, that's where the compost worms hang out. I might have a closer look at that beetroot and see if I think it should be planted. Oh, there you go. Here's my hand. Where'd they go? They disappear pretty bloody quickly, but you should be able to see. There's, if I can get the right spot, bloody heaps in there. But yeah, no, they're doing pretty well, so I'm happy with that. You know, every bit of that beet that went in has bloody sprouted. Incredible, isn't it? That's how fertile the bloody worm castings are. I'll just add in, I did a quick Google search on those beets. You can grow the greens from the beets, but it won't grow another beetroot. I know that's true of carrots as well. Now, both beet greens and carrot greens are good in pestos and in salads. And as you can tell, it looks like celery grows pretty well from just cutting off the bottom. So there you go, that's a complete aside. From the quails and the chickens ends up in our compost bin over there that you can see. So it goes back into the yard when we refill all the beds with compost. We certainly have had a lot of rain. It's I had a look in the gauge before. It was 42 mil in the last 2 days, which is pretty good because we were dry. Garden beds are all powered by the compost, which is chicken and quail poo. Oh, and worm poo. A lot of the worm poo ends up in the compost as well. Worm castings. So the fish poop is what grows the veggies in the hydroponic bed, which is actually an aquaponics bed, but there you go. So that's powered by fish poo, and my regular viewers will know that those white boxes are Australian native beehives. The rain's coming down. I'm surprised there's any movement at all around those hives in the rain. They normally just hide away. I haven't been raiding my hives for honey as yet. The reason being that I've been busy duplicating them, so we're up to 4 hives. I started with 1 that I got from a mate Rob out at Sanford. Thanks Rob. We're up to 4 now, brother. Pretty happy about that. So yeah, that's just a quick look around at the livestock we happen to keep here on the tiny city farm. It's certainly well and truly doable. I mean, in the city I wouldn't try to keep goats. They're a flock animal, so you need at least a couple, and we just don't have the room. Mind you, a small acreage, you'd certainly get away with goats. You know, maybe a house cow or 2. But anyway, yeah, just because you're on a tiny block doesn't mean that you can't have livestock, folks. I'll leave you with a clip of the incubator so you can see what's happening in there. That's where we incubate the quail eggs. We've got at least 2 babies that have hatched in there at the moment. I keep them in a brooder box. Once they come out of the incubator, they go into a brooder box where they're kept warm till they feather up, and then they go back outside. That's what I use as a brooder box there, with just a normal desk lamp in it for heat. You can see it's just a plastic tote with a lid. You do need the lid because they learn to jump out of it pretty bloody quickly, I've got to say. Hopefully that's been a helpful video for you, the kinds of livestock that you can keep on a tiny city block. If you think you'd like to do some city farming, or indeed any sort of farming, you might want to think about subscribing to the channel. Hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we put new clips up. And you have a good one, hey?